Will the Wolves family tragedy soon be the norm in America? It's a tragic question. Joining us now to react is Aldo Buttazzoni from PragerU. Aldo, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
In a Harris-Walz administration, it looks like criminals like Bracco would be allowed to just walk. There isn't real policy in place to handle situations like this, and if there are policies, there aren't enough bodies to enforce them.
Yeah, you said that this may become a reality for a lot more Americans in the future, but this has been the reality for Americans for the last 4 years of the Biden administration. It was just last year, there was another case where an illegal immigrant who had previously been deported 3 times killed a mother and her son in Colorado in a DUI accident. And this has been going on all around the country. And this is a policy issue that we can fix. I went down to the southern border and I did ride-alongs with law enforcement down there, with CBP, with local sheriff's offices. And they told me that this is a policy issue that we can solve as long as we have the right people writing the policy. And this started with the ending of Title IX, which of course allowed us to deport these illegal aliens back to Mexico. But without that, under the Biden administration, what these law enforcement officers tell me at the border is that their hands are tied. They can't do anything. They are literally babysitters for the illegal immigrants. And all they can do is pick them up and then take them to be processed. And what we are seeing is devastating events like this happening all across this country. And American citizens are the ones that are paying the price. It's disgusting. And every American should be outraged about this. We are the only country, I think, in the Western world that treats non-citizens better than we do the citizens of our own country. And something needs to change. And it's not going to be with Kamala Harris, who has been in the White House for the last 4 years. It's going to have to be a new candidate, and that man is going to be Donald Trump.
No, you're right. Kamala Harris, though, and her party have long said, they are the party of compassion, that we need to exercise compassion at the border. And the answer to that is, yes, we need compassion. We need to stop this from happening because it's only creating more tragedy, not only for the people who are crossing, but for what happens after they cross, right? And that's just the irony of this entire thing. But Harris and Walz are trying to distract from their prior positions in ways that just feel absolutely baffling. Undeniable swaps from where they stood before. Now they're taking completely different positions and pretending like we won't notice. What's going on there?
Open borders are the least compassionate policy position that you can have. Open borders are directly fueling drug trafficking. They are directly fueling human trafficking, sex trafficking. The drugs are coming in from China, are going into Mexico, and then Mexico through our border. At the end of this year, over 75,000 Americans will die of fentanyl overdose, one of which was a friend of mine back in high school who died of a fentanyl overdose. So we are seeing Americans not just dying from these illegal immigrants who are whatever it is, DUI, it's a murder, it's a theft, but actually the drugs that are pouring in through this country, and it's a direct result of our open borders. And you see this from the left a lot. They think that they have a compassionate policy position, but what it's actually doing is fueling a lot of horrible things like this. So I agree. We need to stop this. And open borders is not the compassionate policy position that they think it is.
No, it isn't. And another thing, you were raising other policies that the Biden-Harris administration did away with just to spite Trump, but they were very effective. But another policy that we seem to forget is if there are, in fact, as many refugees as the left claim there are, that's where they put their compassion language, right? They say, well, we need to take in these refugees. They're fleeing terrible countries. Well, Trump had a rule for that, too. He had that safe third country policy, which was incredibly effective.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.